It's chicken noodle soup day today. So, oh, and also pumpkin soup. I'm just going to squeeze that in because I was requested to make pumpkin soup as well because that person happens to be a vegetarian. So that's fair enough. So what am I making today? So we have got quarter of an onion. I'm going to only have half of that, of the garlic. It's a bit big. We've got chicken stock. We've got half a carrot, half a breast, half a celery stalk, 20 pieces roughly of spaghetti, half a potato, and we've got water, and I think that's about it. So let's start. So with our onion, we get rid of the goobies. So put that over there. Now, a quarter is always hard to cut, but try and keep it together. Now, with chicken noodle soup, you actually see the cut of the vegetable. With pumpkin soup, it doesn't matter because it all gets vitamized up. But with this, we want to have nice little fine pieces of onion. So I'm cutting it really fine. And it's pretty much the same size. Now that other bit at the end, I'm just going to put that in over there. And it's going to go in my pumpkin soup. So any endy bits I'm going to use for that. Now I'm going to cut this in half. I just wanted to show you, this is what garlic looks like. And that's what's in the ground. And up here is a big green sort of plant bit. It's dried out and then you get bulbs. Like, here's my muscles, Mr. Blokes. There we go. And it's big bulbs like that. And they can actually get planted in the ground. You can start the process all over again. So that is garlic because we've been talking about vegetables. So I'm going to put that other half there because I don't want that much. Now, I'm going to just chop it roughly. But we want it crushed. So crushing is, we take this part of the knife, the nice thick part, and we're crushing it. We're not cutting it, we're actually crushing it so that it goes into a paste. Just keep taking it off the edge and it's a paste. Okay, much finer than chopping it. There we go. So we have our garlic and we have our onion. So then we're going to chop up on the same board because it's vegetable. Now you know me, I don't peel anything. I just cut this into sections, lay it flat because that's the safest way. I'll cut this into little cubes. This one I'm going to cut into buttons, and this way, line them all up. And we're going to end up with carrot that looks pretty much the same size. Because as I said, you want it to look attractive at the other end once you've cooked it. So that was half a piece of carrot. Celery. Now celery looks like that. This is in the ground, this is above the ground, and we use the stalks. So I'm just going to cut that gooby off. I've already washed this. Now I'm going to cut it into nice, long, thin strips. I'm going to cut them in half again, and then off we go. Slippery little suckers. And do that on its own. Then our potato, half a potato. No, I haven't peeled it. I don't like peeling. Cut that in half that way. And half that way. And then this side. So there's my vegetables. Now, my chicken. Different cutting board because we don't want cross-contamination. I'm going to cut that yucky pieces of chicken out. Put them over there. And then I'm going to get nice, long, thin strips. And I'm going to cut them in half because you want the chicken to be quite, not tiny, but you don't want it big chunks of chicken. And we're going to cube them. So line them up again. There we go. There's our chicken. So what else do we need? We need salt. Not too much because our stock here is quite salty. We need pepper. And you can use minced garlic. You don't have to use it, but you know, if you've got it, I like to use it. So I'm going to take all of that over to the stove. So I'm just going to put my saucepan on there. Let it heat up a bit. I'm going to add a small amount of oil, probably only a tablespoon, if that. Don't want it too oily. And while that is heating up, I will just, now, like my spoon? It's got Monica on it. Mrs. Schmidt did that for me. She's a gorgeous girl. So I have got 4 cups of water, stock. Now, if this was nice and hot, that would dissolve in it. So I'm just going to put it in. If it's nice and hot, usually I add hot water straight from the kettle. And as you can see, it's still dissolved even though it's fairly cool, this water. If you get any lumps, just get rid of them. Now you can use vegetable stock. You don't have to use chicken if you're vegetarian. So you can use whatever stock you like, but chicken, because it's chicken soup, would make sense. So I'm going to put my onion and my celery in there. You hear that sizzling away. Now we don't want it brown. We don't want brown soup. So I'm just going to be cooking that a little bit. Then I'm going to add, after it's cooked a little bit, I'm going to add my, now you'd cook it for a little bit longer than this, but because I have to speed up, then we're going to add our vegetables that have been cubed. So all our vegetables go in. Stir them around. And you're going to cook this for probably 3 or 4 minutes. But I don't have that luxury. Now can you see that it's all the same size? Potato, carrot, celery, pretty much the same size, and the onion. So that's cooking away. Now once that has cooked a little bit down, you add your chicken. You can add your pepper and salt at this stage. Now you can always add more pepper and salt. Always at the end you do a taste test. It's called seasoning. Has it got enough seasoning? If you watch MasterChef, they'll say, oh, the seasoning wasn't very good. So that's going to cook. And then once that's cooked a little bit, I'm going to add my chicken stock. Now, where do we get the noodles from? So, here's our noodles. So I'm going to break them in half again. And I'm going to give them a little bit of a stir. Start the cooking process with them too. So, just a matter of stirring it all around, adding your chicken stock. Now, of course, the temperature is going to decrease because I've just added cold water to that. So you need to bring that up to a boil. Once it's on a boil, then you turn it down to a simmer. So that's going to bring to the boil and then it's going to simmer. So that will take probably about another 10, 12, 15 minutes to cook. So let's come back over here. And as you can see here, this is our finished product. So the noodles plump out a little bit, and use our soup ladle. Looks delicious. So that is our chicken noodle soup. Yum, yum. Now, the next one is pumpkin soup. So pumpkin soup, obviously the most ingredient that we have is the pumpkin. So I'm not going to cut the whole lot up. Just wanted to show you've got to be very careful with pumpkin. So many people I know have cut themselves cutting around the pumpkin. So you just do it very carefully. If you leave skin on, you can always go back, but it's better to go back a few times than cut yourself. So with pumpkin soup, now pumpkin soup is one of those soups, everybody has a different recipe. Mine is fairly plain. I don't have a lot of spices or herbs or anything like that in it, because I just like to be able to taste the pumpkin. So with pumpkin, or all the vegetables, you just cut them up into great big chunks, because they're all just going to be cooked at the same time. So, see, big chunks of carrot, big chunks of onion, big chunks of, I'm putting celery in, and then I put a potato in too. So with my pumpkin soup, I've already cooked it, so I'm going to put them in a microwave dish and put them in the microwave and then add it to this in a minute. So as you can see, big pieces of carrot, celery, potato and pumpkin. Not a lot of stock, because you can always add stock, you can't take it out, nothing worse than a watery soup. So that's one batch made. And then what you do, you get your stick blender and you blend it straight in there. Look. See how it's all blending up? So that is pumpkin soup. Now just wait until I put that in a bowl. So we have a bowl of chicken and noodle soup and a bowl of pumpkin soup. And pumpkin soup, you can either put stock in it. I put chicken stock, but you can put vegetable stock. So we have two really beautiful soups to have on a winter's cold day. Pretty easy. There we go. Both recipes are in teams under files, and you're welcome to make both of them or just one of them. And I hope you really enjoy them. They're very nutritious. See you later, Year 8s.